I'm Leo Walder for Kit Guru. Seasonic CONNECT has finally arrived. We've seen CONNECT previewed at Computex actually for the past 2 years, and finally it's here. It is a really unusual fully modular power supply. In essence, this 750 watt gold prime unit is similar in function to this 850 watt prime titanium unit. The idea is, instead of having a load of spaghetti coming up the back of your PC and going off to the motherboard and the graphics card, instead this CONNECT unit sits there and the cables pop out at the appropriate points. Let us step back in time and do an unboxing. Manual. Chance to win a $50 Steam e-gift. Register a product, share a picture. 3 people will win a $50 gift. The CONNECT unit. The power supply looks relatively conventional at first, and then of course the cables are completely unconventional. Cable ties, Velcro straps, screws, don't need those for the time being. We've got a jumper for the 24 pin, which is handy for liquid cooling. We have cables. You get a full complement of cables, main power for the motherboard, 2 EPS connectors, 4 PCI Express graphics, which will support 2 proper graphics cards, up to 8 SATA, and 3 Molex for peripherals. That's the main 24 pin for the motherboard. Four plus 4 EPS goes on the opposite side. Second 4 plus 4 EPS goes next to its brother. On this side we have peripherals and graphics, just as you'd expect. 4 SATAs, which we've got peripherals there and up there. Let's put those there. Pair of SATAs there. Let's have these up here. And then we've got 2 more SATAs or some Molex. Barely use those these days, but for the fun of it, let's put those there. Here we have Seasonic CONNECT ready to install in a PC. The question is, why would we use this new and frankly bizarre approach when a conventional power supply does a perfectly decent job? The idea is that Seasonic CONNECT makes your PC build look more tidy. So let's take this conventional enthusiast PC build inside a Lian Leo 11 Dynamic that uses a prime 850 watt titanium power supply, and let's judge for ourselves whether or not it is untidy in the first place. And if it is, what can we do to make it look better? The glass on the Lian Li is only mildly tinted, so we get a good look at what's going on inside. Comes apart nice and easily. In the main compartment, the 24 pin looks absolutely fine. The graphics power, well, it's not brilliant. The EPS connector, so-so, but generally speaking, it's fine. When we look at the back of the system, it's really tidy. This drive cage sits above the power supply, which is in glorious isolation. Looks absolutely neat and tidy. The mess is covered by this drive plate, which is simple to remove. The back of the system, it's a bit messy, but it's hidden away. The front could be considerably worse. One way to spruce things up is to throw some money in the direction of cable mod. This set of extensions costs £40 to £50 depending on the spec, and as the name suggests, you remove, say, the EPS connector there, take your extension, connect it to the power supply cable, plug into the motherboard, and then you pull back through. Sort out the combs as we go. And there we have a tidy EPS cable. With the EPS 24 pin and 2 PCI Express cables replaced, it looks really tidy on this side. The problem is, of course, that we've added cables, so we have more cable mess to hide in the back of the PC. Another approach is that we ditch the stock Seasonic cables and replace them with a set, in this case, of cable mod cables that will cost around £90 to £100. So we're not extending these cables, they're being replaced. In the main compartment, it looks neat and tidy. Replacement cables are specific to power supply brands. I bought these cables for another build. I just happened to use them in this to show them off. You will note, therefore, this PCI Express cable is actually a 6-pin because the build in question has an 8 and a 6 rather than 8 and an 8. So these cables are not 100% correct for this build, but they are compatible with the power supply. With the bare minimum of cable management, just these couple of cable ties, the back of the PC looks perfectly tidy. Replace the drive plate and it looks pretty good. Installing the power supply part of Connect is easy. We haven't got to worry about whether the fan should face up or down as it's a vertical mount, and clearly the fan cannot go against that face. It breathes through the vents in the side panel. The distribution panel part of the Connect is a different story because it requires quite a lot of space. It can kind of go in, but I'm going to have to give myself some working room. That's the mount for the top of the drive plate out of the way. While we're at it, let's just take out this drive cage as a temporary measure. Hopefully it can go back in later. Another consideration is that the Connect unit logically wants to sit here, and we have the cables from the front panel in exactly that position. How does Connect attach to the case? Well, let's face it, every case on the market uses steel. The idea is that you can put as many magnets as you feel the need for on the Connect unit and then simply let it stick in place. The O11D has these cable tie points which project from the surface of the case. So we're going to stack some of the magnets. Let's see what happens if I do 2 stacks of 3. Offer it up. Right, potentially that is a goer. I've removed the cables I don't require, jiggled things around very slightly. I've had plenty of space to reinstall the drive caddy at the rear, and the Connect looks really good. What I don't have is the option of reinstalling this bracket because the mounting holes are behind the Connect unit, and as a consequence this drive plate has nowhere to attach up top. I could literally put one tiny screw at the bottom, but that now cannot be used. In the main compartment, we're pretty much back to square one. We're using licorice cables, and in the case of the graphics card, the cables come through this cable management grommet rather than below the graphics card, so the cables are quite clearly on show. Same with the 24-pin, same with the EPS. The system's running, but of course the Connect hardware is around the back, and I think it looks absolutely superb. Mainly, if I'm entirely honest, because it's different. I've seen I don't know how many power supplies in my time. They look much for muchness. This is radical and different and new, and I like that a great deal. I'm going to wrap this up by discussing the people I think who might benefit from Seasonic Connect and the people I think who are most likely to buy Seasonic Connect, and I'm not at all sure those groups overlap to any great extent. So let's say one of those people that buys one of those cases in the up to £100 territory. It's got glass on both sides and the front, possibly the top, RGB galore, all the cables on show. Those people could well benefit from Connect. I doubt that they're going to buy Connect. I suspect they don't buy a Seasonic power supply in the first place because they're paying like £150 for a power supply that works very well but just looks conventional. I think those people are buying bling, and Seasonic generally is not bling. The fact that Connect is only £10 or so more than a regular power supply, I don't think that's going to make much difference to those people. They're not in the market for £150 power supply. I don't think they're going to step up to Connect. The fact that Connect is only £10 more than the conventional Seasonic power supply really surprised me. In my mind, I thought you'd be paying a significant premium for this construction, but no. So Seasonic's essentially split some of the conversion and filtering hardware out of the regular power supply casing into the Connect housing. They've moved parts around, and I thought that would cost loads extra. But no, it's actually quite a small premium. Anyway, those people buying the all bling glass RGB, I'm not sure they're in the market. At the other end of the scale, the high-end builders and modders, the ones who go for hard tube liquid cooling, probably make their own power supply cables. They don't need Connect. They may want Connect, in which case great. But the people who just make the PC look absolutely immaculate with the precise length of cables in the precise colors they want, routed exactly how they want them, they can do their own thing. They don't require Connect. And then we have those other people, those people who buy a case that has glass on both sides and needs to pretty up the cables. We saw a spate of those sorts of cases 2 to 3 years ago, and they were slightly bizarre. Since then, we've seen sort of updates to those cases where behind this glass panel, you then get a modesty panel that goes over the cables. So I can see some people would buy I'm thinking Fantex and Cooler Master cases among others. I can see people buying some of those cases and removing that modesty panel to expose the cables, expose the Connect. That would make sense. It would be a little bit peculiar, but you've got the glass door that shows off what's going on behind. So yeah, that could work. For me, however, the people that will really benefit from Seasonic Connect are the real enthusiasts who buy cases like the O11 Dynamic. I chose the O11D quite deliberately because it's a bit of a swine of a case. It's got loads of space around the back. It flows air here, there and everywhere. It works very well, but there isn't any slack in it. Around the back, you've got that modesty panel, but it's also a drive plate. You've got this drive caddy here. There is depth behind that back panel, but it's used. There's a reason the O11D is popular, very popular among the enthusiasts, and that companies such as EK have made liquid cooling parts specifically for this case. Very good reasons. It's a really good case, and you can fit Connect in it, and it makes sense, and it works. I think the type of person that's in the market for O11D, I think that's the person that's going to benefit from Connect. I think they're going to need to spend 160 on the Connect power supply unit and then some more money on some cables for the front side, or they'll make their own. Connect breaks new ground for me. I like it. Functionally, it doesn't add a great deal to the mix, not for me, but aesthetically, I like it a lot. And it's been a long time since I've seen something new in the world of power supplies that's really got me going. And the price, that's pretty appealing too. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the bell button, subscribe. I'm Leo Ward for Kit Guru. This is Seasonic Connect.